Okay. The Promised Neverland, newest chapter. That took me for a loop, I'm not gonna lie. And like I keep saying, the last couple of chapters, right now, I'm really banking on this is not the end, this is just a new beginning for this series. Either that, I mean, it could still be a very small chance that this is just like an epilogue kind of thing, but it's like, I don't really see how this could be with the way it's going. But guys, what is going on? It's Shark Tank here, back again. Newest chapter of The Promised Neverland. Wow, okay. So now, after the last chapter where it kind of left off, kind of on like a cliffhanger, we now finally get kind of like the answers behind what was going on with Emma. Like, what happened with her deal with blah, blah, blah. Where did she go? Is she in the human world? Is she not? What's going on? Wow, okay, so pretty much it goes back to the flashback of her talking to blah, blah, blah about the deal, right? And you know, Emma told everyone, hey, there was no reward or thing I had to give to blah 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 so that we could all go to the human world. He said we can all go, we're all good, and that, hey, the price we had to pay for hundreds of years being in the demon world, being hunted down and killed, that was the reward or the price for us to go to the human world, right? But then after, you know, they all get to the human world and she's missing, they're like, wait a minute, did she just lie? Was there an actual price? And you kind of find out, yeah, because now it goes back to a flashback where now you see her talking with blah, 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 and how he says, you know, like before when we first saw it, hey, I want your family, but he's saying, hey, I can't do that at the same time because that would break the rule of bringing everyone, including your family, over to the human world. So instead, I'm gonna want nothing in return in terms of your family. But instead, what I want, and here's the big thing that you find out, he wants Emma's memories. That's the reward for going to the human world. So she went too. He did not break the deal of everyone going to the human world, but he still wanted something from Emma. Emma, in a way, kind of technically did kind of lie, where like she said, hey, there really is nothing. There was something. He told her that. He wants her memories of her family, her friends, everyone that she knew in the demon world, everything about her whole history up to that point, he wanted to take away from her completely. He took the whole thing. He's like, listen, that way I can still take your family from you, not in terms of like a physical sense, but from, you know, a mental sense, like literally taking away the memories. And in a way, that's kind of messed up because, you know, like I always kind of had like an idea of like stories doing something like that, where like the way to defeat the main heroes is by making them forget who they are, who their, you know, their friendships and connections are. And they actually played that out in this chapter of The Promised Neverland. To see that actually happen, I was like, dang. And you know, Emma, you know, she hears all of this from blah blah blah, and you know, she thinks about her family and how like they all are, you know, happy in the human world, and she's like, you know what, fine, I'll do it. She says that with like a smile too, so it's like, man, so yep, that's what he does. So pretty much, and again, like Emma, I kind of feel like in a way kind of lied a little bit, and kind of like how they all thought in the last chapter, because again, she said that it was nothing, but in the end, it was something. Like, I mean, she didn't lie again in saying like, hey, we're all not gonna go to the human world. They all were gonna go, including Emma. She knew that too, but she knew that, hey, she was gonna be separate from them and lose her memories of everyone, and that's what happens. And then it cuts back, you know, to her being in the snow and her being walked up to by some guy in a giant coat. And again, like back when I first saw that, I was kind of wondering, hey, are we still in the human world? And you find out, yep, we're still in the human world. It's just another part of the world. It's some kind of like icy, snowy mountain area. And pretty much, as you know, blah, 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 describes, Emma wakes up in the cabin of this guy that found her in the snow, and she has no memories of anything. And pretty much the guy, he's like this kind of big, kind of like, I'm assuming old guy again. You know, it's a manga, it's black and white, so it's hard to tell with like the facial features of whether or not his hair is white, but he looks pretty white in terms of like the hair and like how he looks. So he seems old, and he's like, hey, who are you? Why were you out in the snow with barely anything on? You could have died easily. And obviously, you know, she's saying, I don't know who I am. And the guy's pretty much saying, well, hey, you know, pretty much there's no way to get down from this mountain until spring comes. There's no signal or anything I can send up, so we have to wait till spring. And maybe, hey, by the time, you know, spring comes and you can get off the mountain, you'll get your memories back, right? But then you find out throughout the entire month, she has no memory of anything. But the only thing that she does get are dreams of what's happened up to that point in the story. But, you know, every time she has the dreams, it's like all foggy. So it's kind of like a weird kind of so on the wound. So I'm just kind of looking at blah, blah, blah. I'm kind of thinking, did he know about the dream thing too? Because every time she'll have the dream, she'll wake up and she'll be crying because she's like, it felt so good, but yeah, I wake up and I'm taken away from that. Like, what's going on? Who are those people? And I feel it for Emma. I'm just like, dang, did blah, blah, blah somehow know about the dream thing as well? Because if he did, that's kind of messed up. But yeah, like pretty much a whole month passes and she has no memory of anything. But then one day she wakes up to see where the old man is, because again, it's only her and the old man in that cabin because no one else is on that mountain. But she doesn't see him or anywhere. So pretty much, she goes outside to try to find him, and she comes across its ginormous ruins of an old, abandoned, broken down town. And you find the old man there. She's like, hey, what are you doing there? And you find out the history with the old man, that pretty much, as established in the last chapter, there was this big war that happened all over the earth. The war and the environment and, the weather and all the bad things that happened that affected the whole globe. And with the old man, unfortunately, during the big war that happened, all of his family and friends in that village all died. I'm assuming he used to live in the village as well, but yeah, they all died. So he decided, hey, in order to keep their memory alive and to feel like my family and friends are still there myself, I decided to stay here on that mountain. And in a way, I thought that was kind of cool because, and again, it's connecting the old man's situation with Emma's, and it kind of, bridges a gap in terms of their connection because they're kind of the same, where it's like they both lost their family, him in terms of like a literal physical sense because, unfortunately they all died, and Emma because, she can't remember her family as well. And again, they're alive, obviously, but yeah, at this point now, Emma just breaks down crying because she feels as though at this point now I keep getting memories of them in terms of like a fuzzy kind of like white space of who these people are, but I have no memory of them. And Emma at that point kind of accepts the reality of the situation that my family is gone, whoever those people are in my memories, wherever my family is, they're gone. I'm never gonna see them again. And she just breaks down crying in front of him in the village in the snow because she feels as though like she has no memory of what's going on or who she is, but she feels as though at the same time she lost. And us as a reader, we know she lost. So it really hurt because it's like Emma has no idea what to do. Like she literally doesn't even, she's not aware of what's going on. And that really kind of hurt. She feels as though like she lost something very valuable to her and she'll never get that back. And we know that to be the case because, it's her family and she has no memory of who they are. And something kind of finicky, kind of like I'm kind of thinking about right now. The main guy that erased Emma's memories of the whole, her whole history pretty much. Is he still watching her and what's going on? And the reason why I say that is because of what happens next in the story, right? So pretty much after Emma kind of breaks down crying, she kind of accepts the reality of the situation. Hey, whatever was my past is now gone. I'm gonna look towards the future. She becomes very optimistic, she becomes full of life again, and she's, all happy with the old man, They're all kind of like one big happy family. And then kind of spring comes by and they're able to leave the mountain and go into town. And they're like, whoa, or Emma's like, whoa, all these people, all this town. And the old man is like, okay, I know you're happy, but here, look around for a little bit, and then we got to get back to the train because there's only like one train we can go to, to get back to our house on the cabin in the hills, right? And that's where she goes, and she's all happy. And on the final panel of the cover page, she's walking down kind of like the train aisle that gets off the train, and on the other side of the aisle, you see Ray and the kids. And that's where the manga chapter ends. I'm just like, oh dang, what's about to happen? And something kind of interesting and kind of curious I'm kind of becoming, like I was saying before, is he aware of where Emma is right now and like what she's doing at the moment, or is he not? Because like right now, like I just said, Ray and the other kids, they're there in the same town Emma is. They're trying to find her. You can see on their faces they're like super serious about like trying to find her, because I'm assuming somehow they got a clue as to where she is somewhere in this town. And as we know, as we see in the panel, she's literally on the other side of the kind of like the railing of where they're at. So it's like I'm kind of thinking, is he like watching Emma to make sure she never gets back to her family, or is he not? Because again, they got there, so I'm not sure what's going on. And now I'm kind of thinking too, and again, this kind of goes back into what I was saying in the beginning of this whole review for The Promised Neverland. Either this story can go one of two ways, where either one, this really is just an epilogue, but I don't think that's the case, because if this was an epilogue, this is a weird epilogue, because I don't know why they would do it like this, where like they have like one more mini mission. That feels off to me. So I'm really kind of banking on this really is just a brand new series. Again, I know I keep bringing that up multiple times, but it's like I feel like it is, but at the same time they're kind of like making it feel as though it's not, where it's like an epilogue. So it's like, I don't know, because if this really is a brand new story, I have no idea who the new villain in this story is gonna be. Is it gonna be blah blah blah? He's still gonna play a part in this? Are the demons still gonna play a part in this whole story? Is it gonna be like a new thing in the human world? Maybe we'll find out why there was a war and why all these severe weather catastrophes happened. Maybe it was caused by someone or something. But yeah, like right now, I am really stoked to see where this next chapter of the Promised Neverland, I'm sorry, the Promised Neverland happens next, or where it goes next from this point, because right now, next chapter hits June 14th, there is no break, and I can't wait for that. But guys, what do you think of this chapter? I really enjoyed it, but what do you guys think? If you want, you can leave something in the comment section down below, like the video, or subscribe to me if you want to see more content, guys. This is Shark Tank, I hope you have a great, awesome, and amazing day, and I'll catch y'all later, until the next one. Peace.